the next speaker, Masa, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, okay. I looked through the presentation, through the bio, and I thought I can't pronounce 3/4 of the words. I'm not even joking, you probably will get it soon enough. Masa is shaping the future of blockchain. So blockchain enthusiasts in the room? If none, you will soon become one. Oh, thank you, but you're leaving. What are you doing? Okay, please come back. Okay, so she's shaping the future of blockchain investment and Web3 infrastructure as a sales and marketing manager for coinIX, or coinIX. Okay, there you go. Told you, tongue twisters all over. Exploring something really quite interesting called the concept of I can't do this. ReFi, so Regenerative Finance. I'm all ears, so please don't disturb me during this talk. This is what will walk us through. I think it's going to be really quite interesting, so I can't wait to have you on stage. If you would please humor us. Thank you so much. Please give her a warm welcome. Yeah? It's tough to be towards the end of the day, so we need some love.
Okay, perfect. Hello everyone, my name is Mahsa Dorfard. I am the Sales and Marketing Manager at coinIX, which is a blockchain investment firm based in Hamburg, and we make it possible for everyone to have exposure to digital assets. I'm really excited to be here today because I'm going to talk about two of my favorite topics, blockchain and ReFi. ReFi is the abbreviation of Regenerative Finance, and we're going to get deep into it. So, what you see here on the slides shows the intersection of sustainability and blockchain. ReFi is going to be here in the middle. So in ReFi we will learn how blockchain technology is going to help us to be more sustainable, to create a more sustainable world. And it's really useful if you learn more about both of the worlds. So if you know a lot about sustainability, but you don't know about blockchain, it's not going to help. So you need to grasp both of them. That's why I'm going to start with the blockchain first. We're going to go through the main topics of it, and after that, we're going to review some sustainability themes, and then we will go through some examples of ReFi projects. So let's review the evolution of the internet. You don't remember Yahoo, or maybe you do. We were not creators, we were just consumers. There were websites, you could read the news, but you couldn't leave comments, you couldn't leave likes, you couldn't create content, there was no influencers. But in Web 2, we are currently at this stage of evolution of the internet. Now you can also create, you can be influencers, you can like a post, you can write comments, you can have interactions on the internet. When you send a funny video to your friends on Facebook, or when you do a video call with your family, you are using Web 2. We are currently in Web 2, and we have stepped a little towards Web 3, but we still have a long way towards the mass adoption. In Web 3, you can not only consume and create, but you can also do transactions, peer-to-peer transactions, with no intermediaries like banks. In Web 1, when you wanted to log into a website, you had to give your username and your password. Nowadays, when you want to log into a website, you see some options, for example, log in with your Google account, or log in with Facebook. That is Web 2. And in Web 3, you are going to use your wallet. So you have to connect your wallet to the platform. How many of you already have your own crypto wallet? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, I see like 20% of the population in the room. You are already in the Web 3 world. Congratulations. So, decentralization and centralization. Imagine I have a piece of paper in which I have a very important information. I'm going to put it on my desk. Or I'm going to create a digital version of it, and I'm going to create a Word document and put it on my laptop. If anything happens to that piece of paper, if anything happens to my computer, the information is gone. But how about we create a copy of that information on thousands of computers all around the world, in which all of them are storing the same information. If one computer goes down, the others are there. So there will be no single point of failure. So that's why we always say that decentralization is the way that you have to go towards. Right now, most of the companies that exist in the world are centralized. There is a CEO, there is a hierarchy, there are managers, but in the future there will be no centralization. We will have decentralized companies. Right now there are some companies which have decentralization and they are called DAOs. DAO is the abbreviation of Decentralized Autonomous Organization. In a DAO there will be no boss. Everyone are the same, and everyone decide together about the future of the protocol and the operations. Everything will be on the blockchain, all the rules of the protocol and everything will be encoded on smart contracts on the blockchain, and everyone will share the governance. You can vote, and everyone can decide what will happen to the future of the company. Some people call blockchain the trust protocol, or like the transaction of value, the internet of value. Some people are really against it. They see it as a controversial topic, but it is really useful if you get educated about it, because whether you want it or not, we are moving towards the future, and it's really useful to know more about the blockchain. So basically in the blockchain, information, all the data are packaged into blocks, and then these blocks are cryptographically attached together, like a chain, and then we have smart contracts. In smart contracts you can have everything automated. Smart contracts will be on top of blockchain. This is so much technical, I don't want to get so much deep into it, but just like you are using a lot of high-tech devices at the moment and you don't even know how they work, in the future it's going to be in a way that blockchain is going to be the underlying technology of the financial systems, and you don't even realize that you're using it. If you look at this chart, it shows it compares the adoption rate of internet and crypto. So you see the black dots, they show the total internet users from 1990 until 2000, and the red dots, they show the adoption of crypto from 2013 to 2024 until today. They are somehow the same, aren't they? So in 1990, people couldn't even imagine how dependent we are right now to the internet. We use Google Maps every day, we book everything online. They couldn't imagine it. So the same thing is going to happen with the blockchain. As I said, smart contracts are going to be built on top of blockchain. There are small computer programs or transaction protocols which create something, a transaction automatic. For example, I will write a smart contract and I will say, okay, when these factors are triggered, transfer this amount of money from this person to that person. So everything is automated, no human interaction, and that's how the future contracts are going to be. When we say blockchain, everybody say, oh, okay, cryptocurrencies, but that's only a fraction of the use cases of the blockchain. There are a lot of other use cases that are going to be used in different industries. For example, one of them is tokenization. You can tokenize anything. You can tokenize real-world assets. For example, a house, a car, pieces of art, anything can be tokenized. And that tokenized thing means a digital certification of ownership of that asset. Imagine there is a really nice house, and you know that this house is going to cost you some money, but in the future it's going to be a lot more expensive. So it seems like a really good investment opportunity, but you don't have enough money to invest. You don't have enough money to buy the whole house. Thanks to tokenization, you can buy a fraction of that house. And after some time, when the price increases, you can just sell it and make your profit. So that's one of the use cases of blockchain. Blockchain can also be used in supply chain. Just imagine a puzzle in which each piece shows one of the steps of creating a product or offering a service or whatever. And blockchain is going to be like the glue that put everything next to each other. And when you buy a product, you can have access to public information to see, okay, this carrot that has ended up in my kitchen, in which farm was it created? Who bought it and then sold it and then exported? That's at the end, I bought it from the supermarket that I ended up in my kitchen. So you can see everything so transparently. And here you can see two companies, Aspen and Tracy Fire. They are using blockchain to work in the supply chain industry. And this one is my favorite topic, DePIN and EOT. DePIN is the abbreviation of Decentralized Physical Infrastructures. And EOT is the abbreviation of Economy of Things. Right now, we all know that what is IoT, that's the Internet of Things. So the things will be connected through the Internet. But in EOT, or Economy of Things, things will do transactions without any human interaction. Just imagine I have a solar panel on the roof of my house. And my neighbor has some electrical devices which need electricity. My solar panel is creating electricity, and I have some excess electricity that I don't need. The devices will get connected, and they will do transactions. They will send the electricity and the money, and everything will be done through cryptocurrency wallets. Not my wallet, my solar panel's wallet. So the things, the devices will have their own cryptocurrency wallets, and they will do their own transactions. And basically in DePIN, or Decentralized Physical Infrastructure, we will use blockchain to incentivize users so that they build the infrastructure for you. For example, Uber, that's not blockchain, but just imagine what they did. They could have bought 1 million cars and hired a lot of people to work for them. But what did they do? They told people that, hey, you can use your own infrastructure, you can use your own car and work for us. So it is somehow an example of decentralization. This is what we are going to do in DePIN as well. So all the topics that I just talked about were from this side of the diagram. They were all connected to blockchain. Now I'm going to share some info about the sustainability part. Many people think that regeneration is the same as sustainability, but when we say regenerative ecosystems, we don't mean sustainable ecosystems. They are a little bit different. Unfortunately, we are living in a degenerative world. In a degenerative world, we are using so much more than we are generating. We are self-terminating. We are destroying all of the sources that we have, and at the end, it's not going to be nice. A better approach would be sustainability, but it should not be the ultimate stage. The ultimate stage is regeneration. When we are acting in a sustainable way, we try to use the resources in a way that they are not destroying the sources that much. But when we move towards regeneration, we will thrive, we will blossom, we will create an ecosystem in which you will get incentivized and you will not destroy, or at least you will destroy so much less than the other approaches. One of the topics that you hear a lot in ReFi or Regenerative Finance is ESG. ESG is the abbreviation of governance, environment, and social. For example, in the environment, if you want to see if your company, the company that you work for, is ESG compliant, maybe you send yearly reports, sustainability reports, ESG reports, and so on, or maybe you have carbon credits, you use carbon credits. So there are a lot of things that the companies can do to move towards the environment aspect of the ESG. For the governance part, it is focused on the CEOs. For example, how much money do they make? Are the board of directors of the company, all of them male? Do they let females to be a member of the board of directors? Is there any homosexual? Is there any female? Is there any people from the other sections of the world in the board of directors? That goes under the category of governance. And then we have social, the way that people are treated in the environment of the work. There are so many other topics that goes under this category. What you see here on the map, the darker part of the map, that is called Global South. We are not living in the Global South, so in Canada, America, Europe, Australia, that's out of this. But in the Global South, most of the environmental issues, most of the processes in the world are happening here. And ReFi projects usually try to tackle this section because we have a lot of issues in this part of the world. For example, we have a lot of environmental degradation, we have climate change mitigation, we have like the agriculture, the traditional agriculture that the people use in the global south, that is not sustainable. They use some stuff that makes the soil like in a way that it's going to get destroyed after some years. So there is one more thing, and that is financial inclusion. Financial inclusion means we try to create ecosystems in which everyone will have the chance to have a bank account, in which everyone will have the chance to know what kind of financial systems exist. Maybe for you, that's like a joke, like, yeah, everybody have a bank account, but there are some countries, there are some cities in which people don't even know what is investing. How can I save money? What is money? So that's why in ReFi, we try to create a system, we try to create projects that tackle these issues to bring financial prosperity to everyone. Now I'm going to share some examples, some projects which are trying to move towards ReFi. What you see here is impact market, that is an impact DAO. I just told you that DAO means decentralized autonomous organization, and they are focused on the universal basic income. They try to help people who don't have enough money. And what you see here is building blocks, which is one of the projects of the World Food Program. They try to make it more transparent to help the refugees. For example, if you look at the first picture, they are scanning the iris of the eye of one of the refugees, and when they do this, they will have access to all the information of the purchases, what exactly this person has get from the supermarket and so on, and identity management and everything else. And it really helps to keep everything really transparent. Rahat is another project that is focused on aid distribution among refugees, and they make it possible to use your phone and some blockchain tokens which are on the phone and they don't even need internet, and then the refugees can get money from local shops. As a refugee, it's really hard to do like carry money with you, so that's going to be a really practical way. And Boss Money is another example. They're focused in Africa. And this is also very interesting. The UN Refugee Agency, they have created a staking pool of Cardano blockchain. And the users who want to help the refugees will put their tokens into their staking pool. And it's like they are not even spending money. They are just giving the profit of that staking pool to the refugees. So this is one of the ways that we can use technology, blockchain technology, to help the refugees. Due to lack of time, I'm gonna skip these parts. So this project is also very interesting. You know, there are some farmers in some countries that they don't have internet, they don't have access to the international market, but using this platform, you will have the chance to not only invest, but to also help them. For example, they want to plant their crops. They don't have money and the bank is not giving them any loan. So you are going to put your money on this platform, they will get the money, they will plant the crops, and when they profit, they will share the profit with you. So you are not only making profit, but you're also doing something good for the world. And ReFi DAO is an interesting project as well. If you find ReFi interesting, you can follow their platform and watch their videos. It is a self-governed ecosystem of people who care about ReFi. And you know, the first time that I learned about ReFi, I was like, what can I do? I'm just an individual. The governments should do something or so on. But then I realized ReFi starts from you. It starts from within. That's why we always talk about the personal regeneration as well. So when we make just one step towards regeneration, then the whole world will change. So there are some really small things that you can do to make a more regenerative ecosystem, a more regenerative world. First of all, we have education. The fact that you are here means that you are way beyond so many other people because you are learning. And then we have carbon footprints. There are some programs, some platforms that you can like save the information about how much carbon footprint you have. Then you can change your behavior and so on. So personal regeneration is really important. And Ikigai, that's really interesting as well. It shows how you can find something that is something you love, that is good for the planet, that you can get paid for, and that you are good at it. Something there in the middle is your Ikigai. When you find your Ikigai, then that means you are moving towards regeneration. Ikigai is a Japanese term, and it means something to wake up for, something that makes you so passionate to leave. So if you still have not found your Ikigai, it's not too late. And one final point, ReFi Talents was how I found my way into the world of ReFi. Maybe that's interesting for you. It's a course on Frankfurt School of Finance and Management, and it's completely free. And you will have the chance to get to know a lot of people who are experts in this industry. If you want to get in touch with me, you can visit bento.me/maxa, and here you can see the website of our company. Thank you so much for your attention.
I'm so giddy. I loved it. Thank you very, very much. Don't go just yet. Are there any questions in the room? Yes, 1, 2. Can you shout?
Yeah.
Go.
I've just written down, so I just want to read it. Am I audible to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to know what are the problems in a blockchain can solve more efficiently in traditional systems like medical, healthcare systems, supply chain systems. That's something which I'm more interested in.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I think I understood. So, you know, blockchain can change so many issues that are still in different industries. For example, you mentioned healthcare. So in the healthcare, we have the problem that like sharing the documents of the patients. For example, in Germany, we are really focused on like Datenschutz to make sure that we don't like give the unnecessary information to different people. And at the same time, sometimes we need to give that information. But with the blockchain, we have the possibility to share some information, and then we can like decide which parts of the info will be written and which parts will not be. So it will be a really great way to share information in a transparent way, which at the same time preserves your privacy. And also in the supply chain, as you mentioned, so through blockchain, everything will be transparent, everything will be public. For example, if I go on the internet, if I open the blockchain explorers on the website, I can see all the transactions back to like the very first transaction that has happened. So that's why we say it helps and it makes us move toward transparency. I hope I have answered the question.
Thank you. There was a second question. Yep.
Do you think Gen AI has anything to contribute to the evolution of blockchain?
Definitely. Like we have recently published a report which shows the interaction between the artificial intelligence and blockchain. I recommend you to read it. It's on the website Hansaudi Blockchain Institute. If you go there, you can download a PDF and it will share all the information that you need to know. But for sure, all these technologies have a lot of things in common and they go hand in hand together.
Very nice, thank you. The question was about the connection with Gen AI. Tomorrow I will definitely shout back the questions to the room because I think it's hard in the back, I would imagine. If there's nothing else, thank you so, so much. Very nice. Sorry, I missed someone.
In what? In education. In education, for example, one of the use cases is that you can store like certificates of the people who have taken part in a course on the blockchain. Then, for example, it will be really hard for people to do fraud, to fake, to say that, hey, I have a master's degree from this university and so on. And everything will be public, so you can easily see, okay, is this person saying the truth? Is it legit or not? That's, for example, one of the use cases.
Very interesting stuff. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We have one more person to go, so come on, a round of applause. I appreciate you not blinding me anymore. Okay.